Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over Bitcoin, but I'm going to go over these markets first because if they go up, Bitcoin will go up. If you're in Bitcoin, you don't at least glance at the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ or any of these markets over here. Keep tabs on them. You know, probably not such a great idea in my opinion, but sometimes Bitcoin can decorrelate, if you will. But for the most part, the markets all work together. They got to be trending up, guys. Kind of like the world markets. I think the French market and some couple other markets are breaking all-time highs. You want to pay attention to the movers like Apple and Microsoft that move the tech stocks, and they're very, very trendy. They're due for a correction, so it probably means Bitcoin is going to be coming down. Maybe the NASDAQ and the other tech stocks will be doing a correction. However, then you have not coins, but stocks like Tesla that are probably done with the correction is going to be trending up. That's one of the advantages to being in the stock market is you can find assets that are trending up while everything else is kind of going down. That is possible. If you look at the Russell 2000, if you look at it as an indice right here, the Russell 2000 at 1759.87, and you look at it as an indice, it looks terrible, guys. Terrible. It's like, oh my gosh, crash is coming. That's all the bank stocks dragging it down, but there's actually stocks in there that are really trendy, guys. So here's the deal with the S&P 500. You pretty much on Twitter have two camps. You have the crash camp, and then you have the melt up camp. For the most part, I haven't really seen anybody in between. And I'm in between. I think that the S&P 500, until it proves to me otherwise, is that it's going to be in a pattern like this. Like a pattern, I'm going to put this path on here. So you have a pretty decent trendy move right there, right? And then you have a three-wave swing right here. And now you have a trendy move in this area, okay? Wherever this decided is going to end. Personally, I think it's something like this. And it came down here. It's going to come back up. And then maybe we see something like that. And then it can start doing a trend up, okay? That's how I'm looking at that. But the overall picture with the S&P 500 is that it's in a trend up. So you have a nice wave pattern here, and then you have another one here once again, right? This three wave, and then it's in the process of making this wave possibly over here. Where's that going to end up? I do have targets over here, 44 to 4,500 guys like that, okay? Potentially. And if the S&P 500 is going to be trending up like this with corrections, of course, then Bitcoin can go up. And it's the same thing for the NASDAQ, guys. The S&P 500, in my opinion, we really need to see these things correct. Okay, they just can't keep going up and up and up and up. Okay, want to see these do a nice correction over here, guys. Okay, I think the S&P 500 is going to be correcting this leg. Okay, not this whole thing because this is a correction right here. All right, and if you look at the, I'm going to pop open the RSI here. You can see in this leg, this five-wave move down, it came down and corrected that whole sequence over there. Now, the reason I'm going with it's not going to be a melt up, there could be a melt up in the TradFi markets because of everybody still trying to short the markets, and it could push it up even more. I think that's going to continue to go on because a lot of other bears I keep track of are getting more and more adamant that this is going to be, that they're so sure that this is the crash. This right here is the crash of all crashes that they've been waiting for. And I don't think so, guys. I don't think so. We'll wait and see how this plays out. I do not think so, but this could melt up a little bit higher. And that could bring Bitcoin up a little bit more too. So Bitcoin's going to go with these guys. Now, the reason why I'm going with that is this wave structure here, okay? You see this wave in the middle right there? This three-wave move, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That's a flat move. There's nowhere in the history of the S&P 500 since it came out, I think, in 1877, that it made a wave 2 as a flat at this scale, guys. It didn't. And could this be new? It could be, but the probability is that if it hasn't done it for 150 plus years, that it probably just didn't start all over again. So this makes it, in my opinion, on a weekly chart, the S&P 500 is actually going up into a corrective move until it proves to me otherwise. I have to go with that. And then the bears are, in my opinion, are too early for the crash. They're too early. Will they get downside in here? Yes, they'll get downside. I'll be able to do that, but they're just too early. It's going to be probably more in this area, at least, maybe up in those areas. Now, if you're a Super Bull, a Moon Boy Bull on the S&P 500, and you think that that was a local bottom and it's going into a next wave, well, yeah, there's fib targets of six, like that Dave Hunter guy says, there's 6,000 up there, guys, and it's going to be making its way up there. Okay, so I don't see that yet. That's I don't see that. So same thing with the Nasdaq, guys. So I'm going to take a look at the Nasdaq chart here, and this leg that it made over here, guys. It needs to correct that leg right here. This leg, this move that it made over here, guys. It needs to correct this move in here. Okay. Let me check the RSI and everything's in there. So it's got a lot of bearish divergence in this area. Okay. So it's probably the same thing with the NASDAQ. I think I had something, what did I have here? Something like this, possibly. It's like a little ending diagonal that I'm checking out. Okay. Now, maybe these things, you know, they very, very well could, and maybe it's making a move like that, finish it off, and then it needs to correct to these areas or back down to that area. So this is going to drag Bitcoin down, guys. Bitcoin, I'm looking for a area on Bitcoin of, let me go to a daily chart. On Bitcoin is potentially the 27.3 area, and also 27 flat and 26.5, and certainly halfway to that fair value gap on the bullish side of 26 flat right there too, guys, in that area. So Bitcoin is good, okay? Bitcoin is good until you get a breakdown of below 25.2 or 24.8 in this area, okay? So otherwise, you know, I'm not going with a downtrend quite yet. So I'll show you some things I'm looking at with Bitcoin here, okay? On the oscillators. And you can see here, and I'm still comparing it to the 2020 area. So this area, this 2020, where it's coming into this resistance right here, right? There was a bunch of shorts came in. A lot of people got scared on this leg. That leg doesn't look very big, guys, but it's a serious dip. Okay, this dip right here was, let me see, 21%, 21%. Okay, 21%. If Bitcoin did the same thing over here, 21% dip, it would be down to 24.4. Okay, so that would be 24.4. If Bitcoin goes from here to 24.4, definitely people would get scared. I just think more fear and flush out needs to come in with Bitcoin. We need to get it down, scare some people. Scare some people is what needs to come out. Let's just like right over here. Okay, so I'm still comparing it to this leg. This area looks very similar to this whole area, okay? And even in the RSI, guys. So you see the top of the RSI here, boom, and I go over to 2020 on this weekly. You see right there, same area, and it came down flush, come down flush. Now, this stochastic RSI, not going to see this move until another week. So not till next Sunday, it's not going to even change. But if it comes back down here, just like it did right over here, and this, boom. So you can see how it came up in this area. You see it come down this area. And then you can see over here, it went up and it came back down to flush out and reset itself, okay? So when I say it's going to reset, what it's going to do potentially is not only is it going to reset itself, it's going to flush out people that are long on the Bitcoin. They're going to sell, and it's going to go up and take off without them, guys. So those are the areas I'm looking for Bitcoin. Until it gets below these areas, guys, you can't really confirm that it's in a new downtrend. It's in a corrective phase. And then looking at the time here, it's been in this peak at 35 days, and now it's at like 63 days. You know, it's kind of in that area to be finishing up something, in my opinion, guys. But the reason I'm going with this more downside, you go with the NASDAQ, right? Here's the NASDAQ. I went over this. Okay. The NASDAQ coming up, maybe come up to touch that trend area, bust through it. Fifth waves in the NASDAQ like to do a throw over, boom, go up even a little bit higher and come down and do a correction. Thinking the same thing with Bitcoin, guys, and going back down these areas. Okay, it could do that. I was thinking there's going to be a surprise shot on Bitcoin. You know, you gotta take what the market is going to give you, right? So let me get rid of this thing here. And And I think it was going to do a shot up into the gap, because you look at the futures. Here's the futures, right? There's a where was that gap? Here's a gap right here on the futures of 34 something, or it could do a push up into this area too. That would not be a surprise either, guys, and then do a flush out, or it may have started to flush. Remains to be seen right now. I'm still like fifth. I would say I'm more going more towards the downside to bring that down, guys. So in the meantime, some of these alts that are weak are going to get flushed pretty hard, guys. So Phantom, in my opinion, is not a weak alt. This is not. This is a very trendy move off the bottom, and it's over here in a correction. It's in my target box area, guys. So, but other ones like Polkadot, just not looking good. I was explaining this on Twitter. There's still a trendy move and it's doing a correction, but probably coming down to 493 in that area, guys. Is where it's going to be heading to right there. And the thing is here with Polkadot, guys, is that, they're so big on security, and I've used some of their systems before. They're not user friendly. And I just think with crypto, their little systems that they put together, their ecosystems and things like that, they need to be user friendly, as easy to use as possible. So some 70-year-old grandma can use it. That's even with high security. Okay. I'm a believer in what Google always promoted that. Big on security, get rid of this, spam as best as they could. They've done a pretty good job over the last 10 years, by the way. And what I would say, do it for the users, for the users, for the users, for the users. Don't try to manipulate it. Just do it for the users and you'll win. And I think Polkadot's taking the wrong approach, and the chart's telling me that. That's just my take on it. Is it going to do a moonshot in the next bull run? Yeah, it's probably going to do a moonshot in the next bull run, guys. But I just think they need to reevaluate a little bit, in my opinion. I haven't been over there in a long time, but that's what I was noticing in the last bull run. So, all right, guys, that's the end of my video. I just want to give you that quick update. Some of the coins are holding on pretty well. Comparing here to two top games is, okay, I'll go over the gaming tokens real quick. All right, here with Gala. All right, Gala had a serious trendy move off the bottom, and it's over here in a three-wave swing in this area, guys. Not concerned with Gala. It's going to come down trend, and it's going to make a move over here. Okay, and then you evaluate whether you want to exit out of that move. If you think it's a bear bounce, then you exit, and then catch it on the next wave, or short it, or however you want to play that. But here's the one that's a little concerning for me, guys. Is Alluvium. Okay. Alluvium has a pretty decent trendy move off the bottom, and it's coming down to these areas. It's a shame because Alluvium has such a cool game. Stuff looks cool, but the chart is saying that this is not cool. So I would be careful of Alluvium for the time being. Personally, I would move over to one that's obviously a lot more trendy with a decent correction in here, which is Nakamoto Games, guys. Okay. Just going off the charts, I'm looking at that. Give you my little evaluation on that with Alluvium. Never entered into it. I wanted to see Alluvium prove itself a little bit more. It did have a trendy move off the bottom, but this correction is telling me that that's pretty severe correction that's coming down into, guys, and do that. So like another one too. I'll go over Algorand. I posted this on Twitter, and Algorand is if Algorand breaks that 16 flat low, it's not going to look good for Algorand, guys. It's just not with this move here. And if it breaks that low, this is not looking really, really well, guys, for it. Is it going to be able to do some trendy moves over there eventually? Yeah, eventually. Had trendy moves over here. Very deep corrections, very deep correction there, and a very deep correction here. However, if it maintains that low and it doesn't break that low of 16 flat and it's coming down to test it, then you have a nice low 1-2 wave sequence. So you have a trade over here, either A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3 for Algorand, but it needs to maintain that low. It has to maintain that low, that 16 flat low. Okay, guys. So I'm not going to play with this. I'm not going to get, I haven't really liked Algorand at all, but I wouldn't even mess with that. So that's my take on it, guys. It's not a strong coin anymore. It's not strong right now. So, all right, guys, that's the end of my video. Caspa, over Caspa too. Caspa is probably one of this is different, compare Caspa to Algorand. Obviously, the chart is speaking that this is a very, very trendy coin. It's just in a correction, and it's going to continue to go. It's going to continue to make another wave, guys. In there, there's your third wave, come back down, resetting that whole cycle on the weekly chart, and the momentum is resetting this whole wave. So this wave is comparable to that wave right there, and then into another trendy move, guys, for Caspa coin. So obviously with the chart going between Algorand and Caspa coin, it's pretty obvious where you're probably going to make substantially more gains in the short to medium term. Will you make a 10x here in this next wave? Probably not. Probably not. But you have 2, 3, 4x potential with Algorand. If it breaks that low, there won't be a 2 or 3, 4x potential with that coin, guys. If you made it all the way to the end, do me a huge favor, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Peace.